This is Radio Now 95.3 FM. Come for the news, stay for informed conversations.
Can you imagine living in a place with 24 hours, 7 days a week power supply here in Nigeria? Well, this dream might soon be a reality for the people of Aba, the capital of Abia State, as the state has unveiled Nigeria's very first integrated power plant situated at Osisioma Industrial Area of Aba. The geometric power plant has a capacity of 181 megawatts, which will feed the Aba Power Limited Electric, the newest electricity distribution company in Nigeria. Now, with that capacity, experts say that the plant can supply up to 9 of the state's 17 local government areas with power. The Geometric Power Group was founded by Bart Nnaji, a former Minister of Power, and the latest investment is expected to change the face of power supply in Abia and perhaps Nigeria as well. Radio Now 95.3 FM Lagos sat down with Professor Bart Nnaji to speak on this power plant and what it means for Nigeria.
Happy that our effort has crystallized now, and proud that we were able to accomplish our mission.
Just to get a sense of the amount of time that went into this project, how long has this been going on before, this point we are where it is live?
20 years.
Wow.
We started in 2004 with an MOU with the federal government. In 2005, we had a substantive agreement. And then we used the agreement to begin to raise funds. By 2006, end of 2005, actually, the Regulatory Commission was established. We actually precede the Regulatory Commission of Nigeria. So when it was established, then they had to license all the government GENCOs, generation companies, and DISCOs. With the licensing, they also licensed us at that time. So we're the first private companies to be licensed immediately. Generation company and distribution company. So it's been 20 years. We met financial meltdown of 2008. By 2013, when they were doing privatization, we were basically 95% done with the project. We could have commissioned in 2013, but the government sold part of our business sold part of our business, that is the actual generation part of business, to another company. And so we had to go to courts, and we won in courts. We then went from there to mediation with the government. The government mediated, and eventually we got back the distribution part of the business, which is really the key. When we got it, to get it back, we had to pay back the company that the government sold the assets to, and also paid the penalty the government was supposed to pay for taking the asset from them, which is actually 100% of what was paid. So it's like paying. We actually paid 220% of the value, or what the other people paid. 220%.
Now,
so
would you
with
describe
that,
Professor, I apologize, but would you describe these as your greatest challenges in bringing this project to life?
Absolutely, my greatest challenge. But I felt this has to be done. It has to be done. We want to show Nigeria a model that ensures reliable electricity, which is that the generation and distribution need to be coupled. If not company-wise, they're independent companies, but the actual supply needed to be coupled to generation directly to distribution.
Professor, now that this project is live, are these challenges that you've experienced, are they over?
We think that the only challenge we have is gas, to ensure that we get gas, because if we get reliable gas supply, we can absolutely guarantee reliable supply of electricity 24/7 in Aba. It's the gas. That's the key.
So I do have to ask, the gas challenge, it's something that we've seen a few times. Are we hoping that this challenge will be overcome, or is there a plan to ensure that this challenge is overcome?
I would say yes, there is a plan to see that we can overcome it. We need to be able to ensure that we are not that the gas suppliers provide reliably. It's a Nigerian challenge now. We are a gas country, they say. That is, we have more gas than we have oil, but somehow we're not able to produce the gas. It's certainly not enough to support our production, but it has to be done.
Of course.
It really has to be done.
Of course. Professor, Aba is referred to as the production hub of Nigeria. What will this project mean for producers and manufacturers in Aba?
It would mean everything, because you see, the major part of cost of production is energy, electricity. Now, by them getting electricity at a price that is affordable, they can compete with any product manufacturer in the world. And so it becomes possible for our manufacturers to produce products seamlessly, quality, larger volume, and be able to compete in the world market.
Of course. Professor, this is live in Aba. We're looking at 24 hours of electricity in Aba. Are you looking at setting up across the rest of Nigeria, or what's the progression plan now that we have Aba? I also hear that the project can electrify at least half of the local government areas in Abia State. Are you looking at finishing all of Abia State or expanding across Nigeria?
Well, more than half. There are 17 local governments in Abia State. We are supplying to 9. And we're supplying to the place where most people live in Abia State. At more than 3 million people we're supplying electricity to. We expect that we can begin to talk to to discos in other places, because you have to engage distribution companies. They own these other places, and then we can see if they'll be interested in working with us. We produce electricity, we supply to those discos. We can jointly work with them. Somehow, something has to be done to begin to improve electricity in different parts of Nigeria, and we're open to it.
Professor, before I end this conversation, as far as the government's role in getting this project off the ground and getting it live is concerned, what can be done differently in the 20 years that you've been doing this? What can be done differently going forward so we don't spend another 20 years electrifying another state, either in the southeastern part of Nigeria or in the rest of Nigeria?
It doesn't really take 20 years. It is just a Nigerian factor that's set in. It takes about 3 years to build a power project. That's definitely not 20 years. So it's just mischief, all kinds of issues that maybe one shouldn't be talking about, but really just I characterize all of that as the Nigerian factor. That's certain. Because, for example, we have an agreement very well vetted with federal government, but the same branch of federal government that is, public enterprises willfully breached the agreement. So it is the sort of thing that hurt companies. If we were a foreign company, we simply pack our things and leave. Because we will say these people are not serious people. But we stayed and suffered through the bruises. So in the future, I expect that maybe the country, the government would have learned not to do this sort of thing, inflict this sort of injury on companies. And perhaps the project like this can now be started and completed within the normal time to conceive and build a power project.
That was Professor Bat Nnaji, former Minister of Power and the founder of Geometric Power Group, the group that is behind the 24 hours, 7 days a week electrification of Aba. The conversation continues on Now Breakfast. We ask, as always, that you stay with us. Up next is Brands Now.
This is Radio Now 95.3 FM. Come for the news, stay for informed conversations.